There are more pathogens, more diseases in a sterile fish tank than there are in a mud hole. You're taking such good care of them, you're killing them with kindness. Don't do it. Well, hello. Come right on in. You're at Father Fish. I've been keeping fish for 70 years plus, and I've kept them in every way you can imagine. Only in the last 25 years have I started keeping fish in a way that, frankly, keeps them alive and keeps them from getting sick and allows them to breed and raises their babies. I've learned to keep fish in as natural an environment as is possible. There are two primary ways of keeping fish. One way, and perhaps the most common, is to keep fish in as sterile, as clean an environment as is possible. The other way is to keep fish in as natural, as organic a system as is possible. These two approaches are so different, they are in conflict with each other. And that is the nature of the struggle we are facing today in the tropical fish hobby. We have hobbyists who insist on scrubbing, flushing, and sanitizing on the one side. On the other, we have hobbyists, such as myself, who insist on putting dirt in the tank as a way of maintaining the healthiest possible tank. And there are strong feelings on both sides. I think we all understand what scrubbing, flushing, and sanitizing means. But if you think about it a little further, what you're really doing is you're trying to prevent the tank from developing any biological activity other than the fish living in the tank. You're trying to prevent bacteria from growing. You're trying to prevent fungus. You may be opposed to live plants in your tank. You may believe, for example, that certain fish that you love to keep, like Malawi cichlids, will not tolerate plants. Well, that's not true. They will and they do. It is simply part of the prejudice against a natural tank and a natural system that insists on that mentality. Now, I've heard all the arguments. Oh, you can't put nature in a fish tank. Well, I'm sorry. You've got nature in your belly. You've got nature in your eyeball. You've got nature in your mouth, in your nose, between your toes. Nature is everywhere. There is no place on this earth where nature's laws do not hold fast. Nowhere. Certainly not in your fish tank. You ever look in a pond? You ever see what's in a pond? Pretty dirty, isn't it? You ever look in a creek with the water flowing through? Walk in it a little bit. Swirl your feet in it. See what happens to the bottom. It swirls up. It's dirty. Fish live in dirt. More to the point, they live in soil and sand and other material that contains the widest possible variety of organism. It's called diversity, biodiversity. Now, I'm not one to hold to principles of diversity, except in a fish tank. And there I really want to have it. Not so much with the fish, because there are fish that just do not get along with each other. But more to the point, in the biology, in the microbiology of the tank, that's the place where things really do control each other. There are more pathogens, more diseases, more unhealthy environments in a sterile fish tank than there are in a mud hole. Let me say that again. There is more sickness in a sterile tank than there is in a mud hole. Now, why is that? It happens to be true. It's absolutely true. Because in a sterile tank, there is nothing to control the pathogens. In a mud hole, everything is there controlling everything else. That's what's wrong with the scrub, flush, sterilize system of fish keeping. It cannot be maintained. Even hospitals cannot maintain it. Hospitals are breeding grounds for the most exotic diseases on Earth. And why is that? Because they're so loaded with germicides that only the strong prevail. Same thing's true in your fish tank. The more you sterilize it, the stronger the bad pathogens get. In a sterile tank, there is no stability. There is no balance. It is one thing out of control after another, and you are fighting nature every step of the way just to try to keep your fish from dying. And you know what happens as well as I do. You lose the battle. At some point, you lose the battle and everything dies. So don't try to do it that way. Don't try to keep your tank a pristine sterile. Don't be purging it, flushing it every week. Don't be scrubbing it down the minute you see a speck of algae. Don't be pouring toxins, poisons, deadly chemicals into your tank because you think it's a little cloudy. That's a terrible way to keep fish. It is a way to guarantee your fish are going to die from your care. You're taking such good care of them, you're killing them with kindness. Don't do it. There is no need to, there is no reason to. Here's what you need to do. You need to cover that gravel up with about 2 inches of sand, for starters. That's step number 1. That gets all the gunk and all the muck and all the dirt down in the bottom where it belongs and keeps it there. The sand will keep it there. Gravel won't. Water flows through and flushes it right out. And if you got an under gravel filter, so much the worse. You're deliberately flushing dirt through it and back into the water column. No, you want your water column to be as clear and clean as it possibly can. That's the part of purging that's good, that's right. But you don't do it by changing the water all the time. You do it by keeping things out of the water that should not be in the water. And one of them is the dirt that precipitates down into the substrate, into the sand, and stays there. And then you put some plants in that, and they begin feeding on that dirt as it breaks down. And they thrive, and your fish thrive, and everybody's happy. Now here's what to do next. If you really want to go whole hog on this, go out to your local pond or a creek and gather up some mucky leaves. Not a lot, a handful. Put them in a jar, bring them back. Put it on the windowsill and look at it, watch it. Study it for a month. And then start taking a few out and putting them in your fish tanks. Your fish are going to go crazy eating the little bugs that are in there. It'll be like they're back home again. That's their natural environment. That's where they lived, were living, before somebody caught them with a net and threw them in a fish tank. That's home. That's home. So here's what you want to do. You want to give your fish a home, a real home, a natural home, an organic home, a home where everything is alive, and you're not trying to kill anything, and you're not trying to get rid of anything. You're trying to keep everything alive, and the best way to do that is to leave it alone. Mother Nature has been doing this for 100 million years or more. How long have you been doing it? Well, I may leave you with that thought. It's one worth pondering. Who do you trust more? The guy at the local shop who wants to sell you a jar of poison for your fish? Or Mother Nature, who knows how to keep things alive? Think about it. Love you all. Bye for now. We also have a store and are selling a lot of different kinds of things, mainly plants. We sell our substrate, we sell sodium, we sell some other items that are basic and helpful for new tank setup or for embellishing an older tank. The link for the store is also in the description below. Thank you for tuning in.